I'm here with Ugo Vallauri, who's the co-founder of the Restart project, which is a new project aiming at repair, reuse and responsible consumption of electronic devices. Ugo, who's also lived and worked in Kenya and various other parts of Africa, is a researcher also in information and communication technologies for development, and has worked for a number of different organisations, including Computer Aid, Tech for Trade, BioVision Foundation, as well as the UN. He's currently finishing his doctorate at the moment at the University of London Royal Holloway. Thanks for coming, Ugo. Tell me a little bit about what the Restart project is doing and what you're aiming to do with it.
Restart just got launched in June 2012, and it aims at creating more awareness in a fun way about how people can make use of their electronic products and gadgets for a much longer period of time than most people these days, particularly in Europe and North America, do. Normally people start having a problem with their gadget, whether it's a phone, a computer, a tablet or what have you, and they start looking into ways to repair it. They can't find the right person, or it's not convenient, or it's too expensive, and easily they start thinking about how to upgrade to a new gadget. We would like to change this by empowering people to start repairing their own equipment and learning more about the constraints in the design of products, whether it's software or hardware based, and help them to look with a more critical eye at how products are made and how they can be better made in the future as well. But we do this in a very fun, engaging way, trying to get people together from all kinds of backgrounds and learning by doing. So we have so far done a couple of Restart parties, which are events happening in community spaces for the most part, where people from all kinds of backgrounds come together, bring either their set of skills and tools to fix what they have, and or they bring a device that's broken and they don't know exactly what to do about it, or they've been quoted an insane amount of money to fix it. And collectively we look at it, we open it, and we see what's wrong. So for example, you might have a laptop that's 5 or 6 years old, and it's still working fine, except that it's boiling hot, and the fan makes an insane amount of noise, and you don't know what to do. This happened in our second event. So we had this laptop, we looked up on the internet how to open it up. We opened it up completely, and we found there was a massive amount of dust compromising the use of the fan, which is why the fan was running 3 times the speed and the temperature was approximately twice what it should be. So we changed the fan and learned in the process that manufacturers normally don't make it very easy for you to access such bits of your computer, nor do they recommend that it should be cleaned. And so by learning about this, we managed to get the computer back into a very normal state, very quiet. The person that brought it was very happy, and we learned collectively about some design flaws at the same time.
Right. So what kind of gadgets are people bringing in? You've computers, you've got what other sort of things?
Yeah, well, people so far what we found very popular are printers. People have printers at home, something goes wrong and they don't really know if the warranty is expired. They don't really know what to do with them, because clearly if you go and try to get it fixed at a normal shop, either they don't know what to do, or they have to send it to someone else, or they're just gonna charge you a lot of money. The cost of fixing it is higher than the cost of buying a new one, especially as manufacturers are very interested in making money out of the ink that you use for the printer, for example. So for us, and that's part of the reason we're doing Restart, it makes no sense, and fixing one of these products would cost more than buying a new one, when we know that there are massive environmental secondary problems linked with the disposal and the production of a lot of these gadgets. But we also know that at times we need to find alternative ways to fix these things. So just open it up and try to learn and reverse engineer why there is a problem, what alternative way we might have to fix it. And it works, but it takes time. And ultimately the reason that it costs more to fix these things rather than buying a new one has to do with the fact that some externalities are not accounted for in the production versus as opposed to the fixing of the products. And people that do repair in the north of the world have a lot of costs associated with paying rent and all the licensing. Sometimes if you don't have a certain piece of equipment, there are health and safety regulations that make it really hard for you to certify that something has been fixed. And so by doing this in a communal way, we're trying to highlight some of these massive contradictions in this industry and trying to reskill people in getting a different approach and not be so scared. We have a tagline that's don't despair, just repair, which is quite powerful, because ultimately together you and I might not know how to fix something, but if we are 5 of us and look at something, one will figure out a mechanical process involved with the printer, the other will know a bit about putting a new firmware software, and the other solving a software problem in a computer. So we regain a bit of control over these devices that after all we have bought, and so we should have the right to operate them and to really tell them what they should do.
Absolutely. So it's quite an informal thing then, isn't it? Just people are invited through social media and various other means to turn up. You're never quite sure who you might get or what happens.
Yeah.
What kind of people have kind of come out of the woodwork?
Well, some wonderful repair geeks, persons. Well, I call them geeks with all due respect, actually, because these are the people that we need to learn from. People that have wonderful skills, and normally they are contacted by friends and family to help fix this and that, and for once they're actually sharing beyond their normal network their skills, and a lot of people that know not very much about fixing things, but they are clearly a bit bugged by the fact that they can't find a solution. And it's also been quite popular so far within the London Free Cycle community. Free Cycle being a community of people that are very much against waste as such, and help those that no longer need a product or whatever to give it a new lease of life by reusing it. So they go, products are posted on a bulletin board, and a scavenger will come and collect it and reuse it. So of course often you find products that are no longer working, and you do need some extra skills to return them to a workable state.